What's up, YouTube, and welcome to TPT. My name is Photoshooty, and I got another deck profile from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Retro series on Format Library. Um, this time we got the fourth place, was it? I'm not sure right now. I think it was
Yeah,
fourth
it's
place.
for
All right. And as you guys can see, it's Piper Chaos, and I'm here with Prostorm, who piloted the deck on the tournament and actually knocked me out. Um,
yeah. I
what?
remember that the match.
Why did you choose Piper Cows for this tournament? Because when I looked at the deck, I I caught it actually pretty underwhelming, especially compared to other Chaos variants like the Dimensional Alchemist Chaos deck or Chaos Agent. So why did you decide to play this deck instead of the other two?
Yeah, no, that's a great way to start things off. To preface, actually, I have zero Tengu format experience. I play mostly Goat and Edison, and then I thought, oh, here's a Tengu tournament coming up. Literally, I think 90 minutes before it was supposed to start, and so just quickly scrambling, looking at the format, trying to understand what it was about. So really, I think I was leaning towards a chaos deck. And I was kind of debating between Piper and Agents. I thought Piper was the types of play were generally more streamlined, um, so easier for a beginner like me. And also, I did enjoy the hand traps, Battle Faders, Maxis, Peck Veiler, Crow. It just gives a lot of protection, a lot of variety uh, to respond to different situations. And yeah, so I think to summarize, really, given my lack of experience, I wanted to pick a deck that was relatively straightforward to play, and I thought Pepper Chaos was the one. Um, yeah,
I think that's a great aspect of this format as well, that you can play almost everything and take like a more roguish deck and still do well with it. Um, yeah. One question that comes to my mind, because you mentioned that you enjoy the hand traps a lot. Why didn't you main deck Maxi? Because I see Free Whaler, I see the one DD Crow, Triple Fader, and the Gauss, the Tragodias of course as well, but I see the Maxis only in the side deck.
yeah. I mean, I originally had two in the main, but I was just doing a couple of quick tests right before the tourney actually started, and I found it's it was a bit more, let's say, reactive, right? And the hand is, I mean, the deck is already very passive, very large hands. And uh, one problem is, with the Piper draws, having more than 6 cards in hand and being forced to set things. And so I just wanted a bit more reactive proactivity. So rather than maxis, I put the Cyber Dragons in the main deck just to generate some more offense rather than sitting back and waiting too long. So that was kind of the initial thinking. I'm sure it's uh, maybe it's not the most accurate, but it's kind of what I was thinking of at the time right before the tournament. If that helps.
So you try to balance out the I would say weakness of the deck a bit more, like by running the Cyber Dragons. Did you consider Chaos, especially if we look at you main decking free Battle Fader?
Consider chaos what?
Chaos.
Oh, Caius. Yeah, yeah. Actually, that was I when I first built the deck, it was I think triple Caius or two Caius with the Treeborn Frolic package and enemy controllers. But then I was actually chatting with Sleepy right before because he mentioned he wanted to run Piper, and I was just chatting with him. Hey, what do you think about the Caius engine versus like Cyber Dragons? And he just mentioned because it seemed like he had much more experience with Piper Chaos. He said the Kai's engine is definitely a bit less consistent, and you end up bricking a bit more. And he personally said that the Cyber Dragons were his preferred choice. And I thought, if he has more experience playing a deck and it's his preferred choice, then he might as well try for the tournament.
I think that's very interesting because when I talked with my play group, my German play group, where we already as well recognize Cyber Dragon as a great card for this format for more slow-paced decks. We had
Hmm.
this theory more with Gladiator Beasts because
Yeah.
it could balance out Gladiator Beast's weakness of being too normal sound reliant as well. And I think Cyber Dragon is one of the best side deck cards in Formant, or even for decks like these while going second. So it's quite interesting that Sleepy had like the same result. I talked with him when we before when we were in the chat for the format library tournament that you when he called the deck a bit underwhelming, but yeah, that's me with my big mouth. Um, would you change
Yeah. One,
anything?
one other. Oh, sorry. One other point, just on Cyber Dragon, before I forget to mention. In top four, game one actually, I had a cool play where turn one I had Cyber Dragon, Sangan, and 1 for 1, and that makes Trishula turn one. So just something else to quickly mention. I thought it was pretty cool and ended up winning me that game. Unfortunately, I didn't win that match, but yeah, just adds a bit more interesting plays with your synchro lines for sure.
Yeah, I never considered that. It's a free special sum. It's a light monster, and if you end up playing against a Karakuri deck, for example, it can be
Yeah,
a game changer.
contact fusion.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I didn't saw any Karakuri or gadget decks in the tournament, which surprised me. I thought one or two people would run it, but no, I think there was no X Sabers, no Karakuri, so surprised me a bit. Uh,
Mm.
but yeah, what would you change about the deck list for future tournaments, or would you play this deck again in the future tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure about the two main deck MSTs. Given my lack of unfamiliarity with the format, it just seemed like I was looking at kind of top deck lists online just right before the tournament, but I wasn't sure what floodgates to expect potentially, so I just had them there. But yeah, throughout the entire tournament, I don't think my MSTs ever hit anything meaningful. So that's something maybe I could swap out. And specifically with side deck, the reason why I lost both my losses actually were to the Dragon Turbo deck, because the deck is really weak to Clockmaker Drago. And I mean, my best hope was just crash with Thunder King or hit it with a Battle Trap, but those are definitely yeah, I got exposed for that and ended up losing because of that specific matchup. So I didn't really think about other potential counters uh, to Kawaki Drago, but it's definitely the deck's biggest weakness.
Mm. I think a lot of people got caught off guard by the Dragon deck, me included. I played against him in
Mm.
round one as well, and when he dropped Kokimero Draco, my hand was like full of boss monsters and only Venus as a play. Well,
Yeah,
Venus can't
totally.
run over the Draco, so and hitting over a 1900 is not that easy. Especially, I think that's both a problem Chaos Paper and Chaos Agents, for example, have. Not being able to beat over a 1900 beta if when your special sums are turned off. So this turned out to be quite a good meta call. Uh, but your result was great as well, considering you just picked up the format. So congratulations on the fourth place.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I think I had some interesting matches along the way. It's been a few days. I can't really remember, but I think I definitely got lucky playing against you. Whatever round it was, drawing pretty well, and yeah, against Infernity right before that, I think uh, the hand traps, of course, just make a huge difference in that matchup. And Decree just wins outright. So yeah, definitely some favorable matchups. Right before top fours against Strawberries and Cheerio. So obviously Chaos makes a huge difference in that matchup. So definitely, I'd say a lot of beginners luck, but happy with the outcome of the tournament for sure.
Yeah, but even with favorable matchups, your deck performed pretty well. And sometimes there's always a bit luck involved. So It's especially in older formats where you have to be a bit more reliant about your draws compared to, I would say, more modern Yu-Gi-Oh formats.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah,
still a great result. Congratulations, and we hope you're going to return to the format. So to
I mean,
repeat,
it seems pretty. I mean, it seems pretty interesting. I mean, like I said, I mostly do Goat and Edison, but the Tengu definitely did seem interesting, and definitely worth more of my time.
maybe you can replicate this tournament experience as well. And yeah, there's maybe a lot more to discover. Um, anyway, congratulations on your result, and I would say would end the interview now. If you want to see more September 2011 content, subscribe to the channel to become a citizen of the Tango Plant Town, and also join our Discord, which has the same name. Until then, see ya and goodbye.